registration under GST. Registration is necessary under indirect tax system for the purpose of identifying the taxable person. Registration of a person implies a unique identity number issued by the tax authority for the collection of the tax, and it is also necessary for the taxpayer to avail the input tax credit when there is a inward supply or when there is a purchase of goods. So we'll see who are the persons liable for registration. Every supplier whose aggregate turnover exceeds 20 lakh rupees in a financial year has to get registered under GST Act. If his registration, if his place of business in the place where he makes a taxable supplies, and here I told the limit, if the taxable supplies, if his turnover exceeds rupees 20 lakh, and in case of northeastern states and hilly areas, if the turnover exceeds 10 lakh, then the person has to get registered under the GST Act. I told the special category states means here Assam, Meghalaya, Mizoram, Tripura, Manipur, Sikkim, Nagaland, Arunachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand and Himachal Pradesh. So these are the northeastern states where if the turnover exceeds 10 lakh, then they have to get registered under the GST Act. If when if a person transfers his business to another person, in such cases the transferee or the successor is liable to obtain the GST registration. And in case of amalgamation and demerger, so the person has to get, in that case, a company has to get registration as per the order of the court or the tribunal. Compulsory registration. So here we had to see who are the persons they have to get compulsory registered. It is given under section 24. Compulsory registration, a person who is engaged in the interstate supply of goods or services or both, he has to get compulsorily registered. And secondly, a casual taxable person. A casual taxable person, he has to get compulsory registration under the GST Act. So casual taxable person means a person who occasionally undertakes his transaction of supplying goods or services in furtherance of business, or sometimes he also acts as a principal or agent for the supplier. In such cases, that person we call it as a casual person. Third one, persons liable to pay tax under the reverse charge mechanism. Under reverse charge mechanism also, the person has to get compulsory registration. So in case of reverse charge mechanism, here when a receiver, if the goods are supplied by unregistered dealer, in such situation, it is the recipient of the goods becomes liable to pay the GST to the government. So such situation we call it as a RCM, that is reverse charge mechanism. Here the recipient becomes liable to get registered for the purpose of GST. A non-resident person, if he is engaged in the supplying of goods and services, taxable supply, then he has to get registered compulsory registration. A person who is liable to tax under section 9 subsection 5 of the Act. So in such situation also that person becomes to get compulsory registration. A person who needs to deduct tax at source, that is TDS, such person also becomes responsible for having compulsory registration. And input service distributor. So input service distributor also makes compulsory registration. Here input service distributor means it's given under section 20. It is an office of the supplier of goods or services or both. Here the input IST receives tax invoices issued towards the receipt of input services or such other documents as prescribed for the purpose of distributing the credit of CGST or SGST. So that persons we call it as a IST, input service distributor. So they have to go for compulsory registration. E-commerce operator. So e-commerce operator also has to get compulsory registration. E-commerce operator means here they are the person who owns, operates or manages any digital platform for electronic commerce. They we call them as the e-commerce operator. So they have to get compulsory registration. A person who is engaged in supplying of goods and services or both through the e-commerce operator. So such person who is required to collect TCS, it's not TDS, who is required to collect TCS, tax collected at source, that person is also comes under compulsory registration. Next, a person who is engaged in supplying online information and data access from a place outside India to any unregistered person is also get compulsory registration. A person who is engaged in the taxable supply of goods or services on behalf of other registered taxable means here we can call them as an agent or any other person who is engaged in the supply of goods or services on behalf of the supplier, then that person also has to get compulsory registration. Persons exempt from registration. So what are the person exempted from registration? A person who is engaged in exempted supply, any supply made by the supplier of those goods which are exempted from tax, or any supply made by the supplier where that supply is not liable to tax, such person is exempted from the registration. An agriculturist. So any agricultural income is exempted from tax. Here also an agriculturist who is engaged in the cultivation of land mainly for farming and all. So that person is exempted from registration. The person who is engaged in making interstate supply of taxable services, and if he is having less than 20 lakh and 10 lakh of turnover in case of the situation of like special category areas in any financial year, is exempted from taxation. Any person who is engaged in supply of taxable goods or services where the recipient becomes responsible for the payment of tax, in such situation also that person, we call them as unregistered supplier or dealer, he is also exempted from registration. Next we will see what are the documents required for registration. These are the main documents which are necessary for the registration of GST. That is, first is a PAN card, second certificate of business registration should be there, third one photographs and address proof of the person who is engaged in the business or who is in charge of the business, and the bank account statement of the business person, and the address proof of the principal place of the business where that person engaged in the business, and finally the digital signature of any authorized signature. So these are some important documents that is required for the registration. Procedure for registration. So what are the procedures to be followed by the person at the time of getting registration? It is given under section 25. So here first thing is that GST registration form 1. So it is an application. A person who wants to get compulsory registration as per section 25 subsection 1, and every person who wants to have voluntary registration as per section 25 and subsection 23. So he has to apply for registration with proper documents of PAN number, mobile number, email address and all in the form, that is form A of GST 1 under GST portal. So here you should know what is GST portal. GST means Goods and Service Tax Network. It is one of the non-profit organization which is working which works and manages the entire IT system of the GST portal. So this is the first one, that is application part A of GST form 1. Second is part B of the GST form 1. So here it specifies the application reference number, and the form can be submitted after attaching all the required documents, and authentication should be done by the signature in e-signature or in DST form. And then after that, the third step is that an acknowledgement will be issued to the applicant in the form GST2. So here GST2, an acknowledgement, it is an e-acknowledgement is issued on the receipt of an application, that is in form GST2. If any additional information is required, additional information means here after the going through the application by the officer, at the time of examination, if there is any document missing, if there is any insufficiency in the application regarding to the document, within 3 days a notice is to be issued to the applicant regarding the deficiency in application, that is in the form GST3. GST form 4. So here what it says means, whatever deficiency is there in the document, that the applicant shall furnish information or clarification or documents asked by the proper officer in the GST form within 7 days from the date of receipt of the notice. That is regarding for the GST form 4. So e-clarification is to be given within 7 working days. The applicant shall furnish information or clarifications asked by the officer in form 4 within 7 days from the date of receipt of notice. An approval or grant of registration will be given within 7 working days. So here, if the document or of the application is submitted, if it is clarified, and here after clarification, he may approve the grant for registration to the applicant within 7 days from the date of receipt of such documents. And sometimes there may be a rejection of application if no reply is received within 7 days. When no reply is furnished by the applicant in response to the notice given by the officer, then such applicant may be rejected electronically in the form 5. So there comes next is the deem approval. If the proper officer takes no action within the stipulated period of 3 working days, as the case may be, the application for grant of registration shall deem to be approved. Form 6. Here, after the approval for the grant of registration, a certificate of registration will be issued to the applicant, that is under Form 6. A Form 6, a certificate that shows the place of business, principal place of business, and also the additional place of business. The certificate shall be made available to the applicant on common portal, that is, and a 15 unique digit number, that is GSTIN, shall be assigned with it, and the registration shall effective from the date on which the person becomes liable to registration if he applies for registration within a period of 30 days from such date. And the registration certificate will be made available to the applicant in the common portal within a period of 3 days, working days. So we should know one more thing here, that is sumoto registration. Sumoto registration, it is given under section under Rule 16. Here, when a officer at the time of survey or inquiry or inspection, if he comes to know that a person liable to get registered has failed to apply for registration within a stipulated period, in such situation, a temporary basis and an order is issued under Form 12, the registration is granted under sumoto method, that is called as sumoto registration. Every person to whom temporary registration has been granted, he shall submit an application for registration within a period of 90 days from the date of grant of the registration. Cancellation of registration. So when the registration get cancelled, so here the cancellation, it can be initiated either by the applicant himself or by the officer or by the tax officer. You will see the circumstances under which the registration is cancelled. The first point is that a registered person under existing law, if he is not liable to be registered under the GST Act, he can get cancelled of his registration. Second point is that if the business is discontinued, if a person's business is discontinued, and if it is transferred fully for any reason, maybe due to the death of the proprietor or any situation of amalgamation with other entities, if there is a demerger, in such situation also the registration will be get cancelled. Third point is that a person paying tax under composition levy, if he is not furnished any returns for 3 consecutive tax periods, in such situation also the registration will be cancelled. A registered person other than a person paying tax under composition levy, if he fails to furnish the returns for a continuous period of 6 months, so then also the registration is cancelled. A person who takes voluntary registration under subsection 3 of the section 25, and if he is not commenced any business within 6 months from the date of registration, so then at that time the registration also cancelled. And if the registration has been made by a person by means of any fraud, willful misstatement, misrepresentation, or any suppression of acts, in such situation also the registration is cancelled.